Good day, everyone. Thank you for joining us in this international webinar series of IGP. Welcome to Institute of Global Professionals. I am your host for the evening, Claine Maris D. Celedonio from Cabio National High School, Nueva Ecija, Philippines. Be one of the change that embraces the new modalities of learning. Each time, you can also like and comment in our webinar. Don't forget to tag and share with your friends and community. We are hoping that all of you will be associated with IGP as a global member. Please continue being with us in all the webinars. Check in on the IGP page, recommend IGP, and mention your friends. Before we start our program, let us learn more about IGP. IGP is an institution of global professionals which serves student and community resource, provides holistic social work and education to create a proficient generation. Our mission is to empower people and enhance effective training and consultation all over the world. We organized our webinar training, offline and online courses by best and trained speakers, coaches to create a best learning platform for all of you. We expect that all the webinars will help you in your professional growth, and we wish that you will stay with us in this long journey. Let me remind you again to share, tag, and comment because your encouragement helps us to do better and provide quality service to all of you. And for the certificate, you need a code to claim your certificate, which we will share only and only in our live program. To catch your attention, you can join our all free international webinars through our official Facebook page, group, and YouTube channel. ISO verified e certificates will be provided to all the active participants. So let's watch together and learn together. We believe that power is gained by sharing knowledge, not hoarding it. Once again, I am Claine Maris D. Celedonio, core volunteer in IGP from Nueva Ecija, Philippines. Today, we are presenting the 150th webinar on social emotional learning with our two speakers, Mr. Given Gomez Pineda and Ms. Lerma Tuazon Guzman. So let's start our program with IGP's mantra, Feed Your Skill. Okay, so I think we are now all set up for our first speaker. Okay, our first speaker will be introduced through a short video. So let us all watch the clip to know about our first speaker.
Social emotional learning is an approach that helps students to learn how to manage their emotions and use it to create a better understanding of social environment around them. Hi, I'm Lerma Tuazon Guzman, a kindergarten teacher at Orange Center Elementary, Orlando, Florida, USA. Join me as we explore ways on how you can take advantage of this approach in your blended classroom.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, please give a warm welcome to Mom Lerma Tuazon Guzman from the United States of America. Hi,
Thank you so
ma'am.
much. Thank you so much, Ma'am Plain. Good evening, everyone, and good morning,
Good
Florida,
morning. Good
USA.
morning, ma'am.
Yes, I am Lerma Guzman again, and I will be giving you a couple of information or an introduction about teaching social and emotional learning in classroom. Just as for you to know, there are 50 states using CEL standards, including Florida, where we are right now. Every state with CEL Common Core standards present them differently. They usually outline their goals, philosophy, and educational requirements for students as they progress through school. If you want to check more about this, you can visit positiveaction.net. Okay, let's get started. Chances are you went into education because you love teaching and you enjoy interacting with young people. But the increased focus on academic benchmark and testing scores has left teachers with less time to teach soft skills. And what are these soft skills? Those personal qualities that help students connect with others. Developing social and emotional skills is even more critical for students living in under-resourced areas, both urban and rural. Students in urban areas and or areas that are under-resourced are surrounded by added stressors that make it difficult for them to learn. When students develop social emotional competencies, they are more capable of seeking help when needed, managing their own emotions, and problem solving difficult situations. Social and emotional learning can be significant part of a student's overall education. Targeting the development of these skills can translate into higher academic achievement among other gains. In short, integrating social and emotional learning into the classroom can help prepare students for the future. And I will be sharing you now on my screen for our presentation. Can you see my screen? Okay, let's start with the first one as the introduction. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, what is social and emotional learning? Social and emotional learning is the process of developing student social emotional competencies, that is the knowledge, skills, attitudes, and behavior that individuals need to make successful choices, and it promotes activities that develop children's ability to recognize and manage emotions, build relationship, solve interpersonal problems, and make effective and ethical decisions. In short, integrating cell or social emotional learning in the classroom can help prepare students for the future. And it's important to remember that students develop socially and emotionally at the same time they are developing academically. Ignoring social and emotional skills development will have an adverse effect on academics. That's why it is important for educators to be intentional when implementing social and emotional learning. Social emotional learning has five keys, or also called as the five overarching competencies. The first one is self awareness, self management, social awareness, relationship management, and responsible decision making. Let us have self awareness first. Self awareness is the recognition of one's own emotions, personal goals, and values. It is the ability to recognize one's own feeling, interests, and strengths, and in addition to maintaining an accurate level of self efficacy. Students who are self aware are capable of describing and understanding their own emotions. In addition, they are capable of recognizing their own strengths and weaknesses. Students' beliefs about their strengths and weaknesses influence the academic choices they make. How long they will persist on task, or whether or not they will ask for help on academic task. Next is self-management. Self-management is the regulation of one's own emotions and behavior. These skills allow individuals to handle daily stresses and control their emotions under difficult situations. Students' capacities to regulate their emotions impact students' memory and cognitive resources they use on academic tasks. Self management skills include the ability to monitor and reflect on personal and academic goal setting. Academic self-regulation has important implication for students' motivation in the classroom, as well as the learning strategies students use to master material. Next is social awareness. And what is this about? Social awareness is the understanding of and compassion for others' backgrounds or culture. And it allows individual to take others' perspective into account and to empathize with others. And socially aware students are more likely to recognize and appreciate the similarities and differences of others. Social awareness, too, is particularly important for students as they participate in new instructional shifts. Students need to take the perspective of their classmates during classroom discussions and attempt to empathize and relate with characters during analysis of text. Next is relationship management. And relationship management is the ability to establish and maintain healthy relationship. It allows students to develop and maintain healthy relationship with others. It includes the ability to resist negative social pressures, resolve interpersonal conflict, and seek help for when needed. And students need to be able to work well with their classmates in order to participate in collaborative groups. We all know that collaborative learning develop higher level of thinking, oral communication, self-management, and leadership skills. And it also promotes student and teacher interaction. It increased students' retention, self esteem, and responsibility, and the exposure to and an increase in understanding of diverse perspective. And the last one is responsible decision making. This is making positive choices involving one's own behavior. It enables students to keep in mind multiple factors such as ethics, standards, respect, and safety concerns when making their decisions. This competency includes students' capacity to identify and develop appropriate solutions to those problems, whether they are social or academic problems. These five key skills are essential for success in every area of life, from education to employment to family and community relationship. And integrating social and emotional learning into the classroom not only creates a better academic outcomes, it also gives students a firm foundation to operate successfully once their academic career is complete. And what may be the effect of cell beyond the classroom? Well, actually, investing in students by teaching social and emotional learning in the classroom does more than improve academic success. In the long term, employers seek individuals with varied traits that cell develops, like problem solving, teamwork, character, or grit, or the strength of the character. Schools that include SEL or social emotional learning as part of their curriculum are not only helping to educate academically, they are helping future employees as well to develop critical soft skills. So, as students complete their education and enter the workforce, they can expect more opportunity, higher pay, and greater success. And let's proceed to the next one. Next is Why is SEL important? This is the importance of SEL. Social emotional competencies not only to prepare students to be able to participate in learning experiences, they also increase students' capacity to learn. These results or student learning is enhanced when teachers integrate social emotional competencies with academic learning. For example, when students develop their social and emotional competencies, they are more motivated to learn and committed to school. It improves attendance and they are less likely to act out in class, less get suspended or be held back. Or while cell initiatives help to build a better future workforce, they first provide a significant return on investment for school. The strong social and emotional initiatives in the classroom may result in first is greater academic success, fewer behavioral issues, or less emotional distress. It could create positive social behavior. It can create better teacher and student relationship. Less bullying is one of the initiatives in the classroom, and it improves career readiness. It improves graduation rates. Oh, this is what we like. It promotes less teacher stress, and overall, it creates a positive school climate. Schools across the country turn to SEL for these benefits and more in bringing cell or social emotional learning into the classroom, even with the far-reaching and positive outcome of cell, schools are sometimes reluctant to add another task to their staff efforts. However, bringing social and emotional learning into the classroom doesn't have to be difficult. No, it doesn't have to. Implementing cell doesn't have to be difficult. School can develop cell initiatives. Some of the simple steps are the first one is defining goals for your school as a whole, including behavior expectations. Then you can also develop a school-wide infrastructure that can help support cell, including planning cycles and assessment like that. You can coordinate your cell programs to align with your school overall goals. You can prepare staff to teach cell or social emotional learning through modeling and integrated instruction. You can create and provide opportunities for students to practice cell skills. And it also establish or you can establish a regular cell check-in to gauge students' emotional ability and mental health, just like what we are doing in Florida. Florida is one of the state with cell standards. Connect with and learn from other educators who have greater practice in cell implementation. Later on, I'm going to give you some practices to use how to incorporate cell in the classroom. Okay, let's proceed now with the exhibited emotions. Students who participated in social emotional programs compared with the students not in social emotional programs demonstrated the following. First, it increased academic achievement. Second is increase social emotional skills, improve attitudes towards self and others, improve positive social behaviors, and it decrease conduct problems and emotional distress. These results were consistent across grade level, location, and school type, like school serving ethnically and racially diverse student population. In the same way that students need to learn academic content, they also need to learn social and emotional competencies. For example, students do not enter school knowing how to interact with teachers and peers around content. how to understand the ways that emotions influence their classroom interaction, or how to regulate stressful academic situation. And in collaboration with families and school community, teachers must explicitly teach students the cell skills that are necessary for learning academic content. And why do we need to support cell for our student? Why do we need to support? As with academic skills, students learn social emotional competencies in the classroom when teachers provide them with opportunities to learn and apply such skills. Teachers, however, need access to systematic support in order to provide these opportunities to their students, promoting social and emotional development for all students in the classroom involves teaching and modeling social and emotional skills, providing opportunities for students to practice and hone those skills, and giving students an opportunity to apply the skills in various situations. One of the most prevalent cell approaches involves training teachers to deliver explicit lessons that teach social and emotional skills, then finding opportunities for students to reinforce their use throughout the day. At the school level, cell strategies typically come in the form of policies, practices, and structures related to climate and student support services. Safe and positive school climates and cultures positively affect academic, behavioral, and mental health outcomes for students. School leaders play a critical role, such as establishing a team to address and building the climate, adult modeling of social and emotional competence, and developing clear norms, values, and expectations for students and staffs. How to incorporate cell in the classroom? Educators everywhere know and understand these foundational principles of teaching. Success in academics relies on educators meeting students' basic needs for safety and belonging before focusing on the challenging academic task. The typical classroom environment is filled with students from all walks of life, and it's often easy to recognize students whose basic needs are being met because many of them are eager scholars. Others, however, can benefit from developing social and emotional skills, which can translate into greater academic gain as their educational career progresses. Social emotional learning can make your classroom time more effective by meeting students' social and emotional needs. But how do you incorporate SEL in the classroom throughout the day? To help your student build social and emotional resilience, you should integrate social and emotional learning throughout your entire instructional day. And here are a few ideas how to incorporate cell in the classroom. First, greet student into the school and classroom daily. Though we are doing this all the time. If you're teaching virtually, you can do this by entering students from virtual waiting room one at a time and saying hello to them as they enter. Another one is have a daily class or morning meeting focus on specific trait or sales skill. You can you cannot apply this all in one day. You can practice, or you can integrate this cell standards or practices or skills one at a time. Have a daily emotional check-in. Work in partnership, have them work in partnership. Work in partnership. Teach them how to work in groups, rather. Teach a student how to manage conflict with peer meditation or mediation. And You can have brain breaks throughout the day to get them out of their seat. Practice mindfulness. You can also do this. Practice breathing exercise such as box breathing and what else? Encourage journal writing and reflection so that you would know what they are thinking, what's inside them, what's their ideas and emotions that day. You can read aloud books to the entire class, incorporate art activities as well, or hands-on crafts. Incorporate or talk about identifying and managing emotions. You can also give them responsibilities to the class by selecting students for classroom jobs. If you are teaching remotely, you can also do this by enlisting the help of your students with virtual classroom jobs. Practice problem solving, encourage group and teamwork, encourage positive self talk through quotes and daily affirmation, promote a growth mindset, encourage a culture of kindness, always be good and kind. You can also do play games. We usually do this. Teach coping skills and managing stress, or you can teach active listening, discuss empathy, and set smart goals. It's no secret that educators have a big job in front of them each time they step into the classroom. Add in an ever changing educational landscape, both Maslow's and Bloom can be an even greater challenge. Of course, we want our students to do well academically. Making time to integrate SEL into academics can be more effective in helping schools achieve their goals than just focusing on academic alone or academics alone. Keep in mind, social and emotional learning isn't just for lower grades. Your big kids can also benefit from social and emotional skills development. In fact, the development and refinement of these qualities is often a long or a lifelong career or endeavor, all the more reason to give students a firm foundation from the very beginning. Regardless if you're teaching in person or in virtual environment, incorporating cell or social emotional learning throughout the day can help your students achieve more. Okay, the next topics will be discussed by Mr. Given Pineda. Let us hear from here as our moderator introduce him. Mom Clay.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you, Miss
Hi,
Clean.
ma'am. Thank you for your presentation and interesting stories. And through your presentation, I realized that as educators, we must not focus only on the academic performance of our students, but we also need to pay attention and never ignore our students' social and emotional development to help them perform well.
Yes, that's right.
And in the long run, it may help our students to be better individual in the future because integrating cell open doors for our students self motivation and most importantly self esteem. Am I right, ma'am? I
Yes,
believe you were
ma'am.
able to give insight on this topic and the participant got important takeaways which can help us professionals to improve ourselves and be better. Thank you so much, ma'am, for giving your valuable time and sharing your knowledge with us today. This kind
Thank
of
you, ma'am.
webinar would not be that possible if you did not give your time to be with us tonight here.
Mhm.
Okay, so before having our next speaker, once again, I want to remind you all, our dear knowledge seekers, please support us with your share, tag, and comments, and also please mention your friends. We will give the e-certificate link in the comment box. And if you will face any problem, you can collect e-certificate directly from our website. Our website is www.eduigp.com. Again, www.eduigp.com. And after collecting your certificate, please don't forget to celebrate with IGP by check-in. All right. Now, I think we are ready for our second speaker, who will also be introduced through a short video clip. So, everybody, let us all watch the clip before we meet our second speaker.
Hi, I am Given Gomez Pineda of Exploration West High School. Ever wonder why some of your students act out of hand or they do not engage in your lesson at all? It is important for us educators to understand the emotion of our students, especially those who are undergoing transitions and puberty. Learn more about the social emotional learning on August 14, only here in the Institute of Global Professionals. We'll see you there.
Okay, IGP people and dear knowledge seekers, let us all welcome Mr. Given Gomez Pineda, also from the United States of America. Hi,
Thank you so
sir.
much. Hi, thank you so much, Ma'am Clint, for that wonderful introduction.
Thank you,
Uh,
sir. Thank you.
yeah, good evening to everyone. Good afternoon and good morning, wherever you are in the world. One thing that we have to be grateful about the Institute of Global Professional is it helps us to communicate with each other and to share our knowledge and to enhance our expertise when it comes to education, especially during these crying times that we are experiencing. Can everyone hear me clearly right now?
Yes, sir. We can
Okay,
hear
great.
you.
Thank you so much. So let me share my screen with you real quick so that okay, there you go. Let me start with a story about Kevin. Kevin is your typical fourth grader student. Last night, he didn't able to get enough sleep because his mom and dad are having a small problem and they started shouting out with each other. His dad lost his job because of the pandemic. Kevin was so frustrated, and he can hear the curses coming out from the mouth of his mom rather, and his dad is shouting, and it is a chaos inside the house. The next morning, he missed the bus because he woke up late, and his mom started shouting again and saying, "Hey, Kevin, we're late. Let's go. I need to take you to the school. When he arrived to school, he is kind of disoriented because he didn't get enough sleep. He needs to get a pass to the clerk of the school, and he knocked on the door of his classroom. The teacher opened the door and said, "As usual, you're late again." Kevin started to inhale and exhale, releasing his stress. Then the teacher asked, "Do you have your assignment?" Because of the events that happened, Kevin is so frustrated. He forgot doing his assignment. What he did is he picked up his bag and he swagged it so hard, hitting the wall. The teacher said, "Ooh, what's wrong with you? That's not the way how you act in my classroom. Young man, let me escort you to the principal's office." In the principal's office, the principal says, "What is happening in here?" The teacher said, "I don't know what's wrong with him. From 100, he suddenly becomes zero." Kevin is just staring at the eyes of the principal and of the teacher, and he doesn't want to talk about what happened that day. Kevin unfortunately became unsuccessful because he believed no one understand him. Starting that day, he became one of the worst problems inside the classroom, and he moved from one school to another, and he became unsuccessful in his life. My friends, in the teaching profession, there is a reason why we are all here. Teaching is not only about a career that we want to enhance, it's not only your profession, it is also your passion. And in social emotional learning, we can understand how we deal with the kids and how we can teach them how to manage their own emotions. Let us start with the teaching practices that we can apply in our classroom. Teaching practices are effective nurturing and response teaching practices in interaction are the key for all learning in early childhood setting. They foster trust and emotion securely, our communication and language reach, and promotes critical thinking and problem solving. They also support social emotional behavior and the language of the development, provide support, feedback for learning, and motivate a continued effort. Teaching practices and interaction are responsive to build each child's pattern of their development and learning. In teaching, we want to make sure that the student is properly managing his or her emotion, and he knows that his emotion has consequences, even though that these consequences are sometimes bad or they might be good. We know that these children can use the way how they manage their emotion and know the consequences when they become mature. Let me take you back to the first part of the slide right now, which is the ecology of cell. All right. Ecology of social emotional learning promotes positive learning environments. We start with engagement, the environment, and the safety of this environment. Let's first start with engagement. When we are doing engagement, we have a strong relationship exists between the teacher and the students, among the teachers, and between the students and the administration. We have to know that without this connection of engagement, we will not be effective teachers. You can do all your efforts, but if your administration do not support you or your principal do not support you, it will not be possible. If you do not have a connection between you and your student will never trust you inside the classroom. We have to establish the word trust
between the teacher and the students, so that the students will know that that teacher fully understand what his emotion and what are his weaknesses. And having those weaknesses are okay. And having those emotions are okay. It's okay to get mad. It's okay to get happy. It's okay to get frustrated. And it's okay to be sad. It's also okay to be disgusted. And there are times that it's okay for you to say what's in your mind. And with that, the teacher should be the one helping that students to understand the emotion. If we are familiar with objective construction when we craft our lesson plans, we always have that word affective. Affective pertains to the emotions of the students more than relating the lesson to the everyday life, to real life situation, which they quote about effective. Effective talks about what emotions will the students will experience when you are discussing a lesson. What the students will experience when they are doing engagement activities. What these students will learn, okay? And how they will manage this emotion in order for them to learn. Now, what are the positive learning environment includes? Engagement includes positive student-teacher relationship. The student and the teacher should have a relationship that is more than being an educator and a student. We remember that as a teacher, we have multiple roles inside the classroom. Given the fact that some of us are teaching 50 students, some of us are teaching more than that, some of us are not in a self-contained classroom. Some teachers are like dealing with hundreds of students. Some of us even don't even know our students because of this pandemic. We even don't have that personal connection with them. We should learn how to start creating that connection, even though we have these challenges that we meet. Okay. Now, for example, if you are teaching in a hybrid classroom and you have these students online, you have to make sure that you check the background of each students. Some of you may say that it is too much work, but it is rewarding. Let us remember that knowing your students personally will help you to create a plan on how you can help them cognitively and effectively in your lesson. If you don't know your students personally, you will end up doing the same thing what the teacher of Kevin did, asking him, "What is wrong with you?" My friends, it is time for us to change that word, "what is wrong with you?" And we have to change it to "what happened to you?" If the students learn that that teacher is concerned about his emotion, that students will start to trust the teacher. We don't want to force the students to speak up. If there are some students who want time to process what is happening in them, what is happening in their environment, give them time to process. Always tell them that anytime that you are ready to talk about it, I'll be here. I'm ready to listen. There are also some students who keep on sleeping inside the classroom. I remember that even though we're doing hybrid classroom, there are some students who are like not participating at all. Those who are online. I keep on asking them like, what is the problem? Some of them are like undergoing a difficult situation. This is the time for us to apply one of our roles, which is being a counselor and being a surrogate parent to these students. Remember, if these students do not get the attention that they need at home, they will look for that attention in the school. And we do not want to deprive that attention with them. We want to provide them those attention, especially when they go to classroom, that somebody is ready to take care of them and somebody is ready to listen to whatever is happening in their life. Teacher academic and emotional support is also important. We have to learn how these students learn through academic and how we can connect their emotions to their lessons. Let us remember that painful experiences brings you more learning. Happy memories last forever. If we use this emotion and integrate them inside your classroom, especially these hard times, according to American Psychologists Association, most of the kids right now during these crying times are emotionally deprived, they are stressed out, and most of them doesn't know what is happening around them. So what do? They commonly get they they started to act up or seek attention to other people. Teachers should know how to manage these emotions and help these students to learn how to manage them as well. Peer academic and emotional support. Now, social emotional learning is not only about the students, it's also about us. Some teachers are undergoing pressures, pains, problems. We also have to talk with our colleagues. We can help the students if we ourselves are getting into problems, including this. We also have to talk with our colleagues on how we can deal with that students, how we can help that students to succeed academically. We have to know that we don't talk about the students on how we can just uplift their grades, but we also have to learn how to talk about the students' emotion with other teachers. Did they experience the same thing in their class? How did they deal with it? And now, how will you do it? Deal with it. How will you help the students? This should be consistent all throughout the subjects or classes or courses this student is taking. All teachers should have the same approach with that student. And also trust in teachers. We have to trust with each others. Trust that your colleague will help you to help these students. All right. Let us now go to this next slide right now. All right. Um, for your information, my friends, we have a hurricane right now coming here in Florida, so the internet connection is kind of slow. Please give us the benefit of the doubt for this one today. Things happen. Sometimes we don't expect them, but as teachers, we always have to be flexible. Okay. So now let's talk about safety. All right. Now, what is safety? Students are safe from bullying and violence, and they feel emotionally and academically safe to take risks in their classroom. If a student did not do your instruction, if you are giving an activities, but he arrived with the same answer, don't get mad with that students. All right. I know that most of you are doing that. We are flexible. We know our students. If your students is acting up inside the classroom, ask the student what is happening. Okay, what are the emotion? Pull him outside the classroom. Do not talk with that student inside the classroom. That other students can hear that, because that would be the facet for the learners to bully that another students. You also have to be cautious and be aware of your students, because sometimes we are not aware that we are the one promoting bullying inside our classroom. If one of your students did not meet your criteria of your test, try giving him an open-ended question. Let us say that your exam is a multiple choice question. All right? Because some students needs guidance. Some students do not understand the question itself. So we have to help them. I do not believe that students um, do not learn inside the classroom, all right? Or there are some students who are passive learners. That's the exact word. I believe that all students has their way to understand the lesson. Now, what are the possible learning environments include for your safety? Number one is the effectively address discipline problems. If the student start acting up inside your classroom, address that discipline problem. Talk to your students. Emotional and academic safely. Use safety. You have to be aware of the emotion that might trigger with your topic for that day. Your academic lesson should also be aware that we are protecting the safety of these students. We do not want to encourage bullying or problems inside our classroom. Let me show you this quote right here. School isn't supposed to be a polite form of incarceration, but a portal to the wider world. We have to help these students to learn that all their action has a consequences, as I told you. If they consistently do that, ask them, okay? These consequences should not be coming from you. It should be coming from them. Ask them, if you keep on doing this, what will happen to you? The students will definitely know. Some will say, I don't know. You can always tell the student, you know it. What will happen to you if you keep on doing it? You know the school rules. You know my classroom rules. What will happen if you keep on doing this? The students will tell you then what will be the consequences. Then ask the students, what happened? What happened to you? How are you right now? What do you feel right now? Why are you doing this? Then the students will start telling you what happened to him, and then you have to now manage that emotion. Work from that information that your students are telling you. Work from that. Let me just go back right now. Now we have the environment as well. So let me zoom that one out and present that real quick. There you go. Now, environment. We are so familiar with the learning environment, but what does this one means? The environment is a well-managed school and classroom fulfill the students' basic needs of autonomy, competence, and connectedness. Um, your classroom is not the learning environment. Let me tell you that, my friends. Your school is their learning environment. Their experiences are their learning environments. Once the student is starting engaging himself to the teaching learning process, he is already in the learning environment. We have to manage our school properly. We have to talk with each other as educators. We have to have the same discipline level inside our classroom. We should have the same approachable level inside our classroom. And positive learning environment includes the following. It should be cohesive, all right? It should be consistent. It should be democratic. I don't say that you let the students make their own classroom rules. Or I don't say, or I'm not telling you guys that you have to let the students just throw tantrums on you. No. When we say democratic, you should let that students learn that in every action that they do, again, there are consequences. And making your classroom democratic, meaning you are letting that students decide what would be the consequences for their actions. You also have to be goal directive, captivating, challenging, and also relevant. When we say relevant, students should see that attitude that you want them to show. You should also model it. I saw one of the comments coming on from the Facebook Live right now. She said, teachers should model that attitude. Exactly. If you don't want your students cursing in your classroom, then I'm telling you, my friends, avoid cursing. All right? If you don't want your students acting up inside your classroom, don't act up if they didn't able to do their work. One of the biggest problem in the blended learning that some of you experience, I experienced that one too, is during online classes. If you're doing online classes and some of the kids are like, they don't know what they are doing and they didn't able to submit their work because they don't know how to use that platform, don't get frustrated. Teach the students. Always make your own judgment. If that student is telling you the truth or telling you the lies. There are some students who doesn't have that financial capability to get into an internet shop or to get their internet connection. Then make an adjustment for that situation. Maybe give him a learning pocket. All right. Remember, if the students can feel that you are on their side, they will love your class. Now, learning environment follows this bubble. All right. This is from edX. The learner's characteristics, how diverse your students are they digital natives, do they have prior knowledge of what you're learning, what are the learner's goal. Always ask them what's the reason why they are in the school. Some will tell you that my mom said be here, I even don't want to be here. Then ask the students, then if you didn't able to finish your education, then what will happen to you? You always have to ask the students and extract that knowledge within them because they know we have to help them to think. Okay, learning context is also important. The content of your lesson, the content goals, the source, the structure of your lesson, the quality and the depth, the activities that you do, the skills that you want them to learn, how you support your learners. Do you do counseling? Do you do scaffolding of the lesson? Do you give them feedback? This is the most important part, giving the students a feedback. Once you scaffold the learning, even though it is an exploratory approach or you want it's an inquiry-based approach, you still need to scaffold the learning and then give them feedback. All right? And also other students. Why in this part other students are included? We have to learn that these students are social beings. They have to learn how to help each other. Make your life easier. Once the students learn that compassion towards their um, classmates, they will help them. One good example that I observed in classroom is when a academically successful student is helping a passive learner to learn the lesson because they establish the word support and concern inside the classroom. It is really amazing. You can always rely with those students. Then your resources, okay, your technology, your facilities inside the school, your assistant if you have one, and your time. Learn to manage your time. All right. And then the assessment would be the projects, portfolio, the tests, and the essays that you are giving your students. All right. At this point, let us go back to the teaching practices. All right. Um, what are your teaching practices inside the classroom? It should be a student centered discipline. A student centered discipline refers to the types of classroom management strategies teachers use in their classroom in order to be effective at the student centered discipline. Teachers need to use disciplinary strategy that are developmentally appropriate for their students and that motivates the students on how you want them to behave inside your classroom. This is a student-centered framework that I got from Schoology rather, which is you adjust. How do we respond to student needs? Then you plan. What do we want the students to know and to understand and be able to do? And then you engage. How do we use content, technology, and pedagogy of, to engage all your students? Lastly, it is monitoring. This is the most important part of the student-centered learning framework. How do we know that the students are learning? I know that during the pandemic and crying times, there is a what they call education gap or learning gaps, all right, that happen between the learners. Now, this is the perfect time for you to help the students to gain back those lost learning gaps. All right? How do we know that your students are learning? If you see your students are submitting those learning packets, are you sure that they know what is in there? How did you monitor it? How did you know that they are the one who did that work? All right. Now, commonly, what I do is, since we have a phone line in the school, is I call back the students and ask him question and ask him to explain how come that he arrives with those answers. I let him discuss with me. Again, I know it is extra work for you guys, for us. But again, the results are rewarding, especially when the students tell you that, thank you so much. I learned and I will not forget you in my entire life because you helped me to succeed in your class. These results are really rewarding. More than the compensation you are getting from education, more than the money that you are getting from the education, more than the awards that you are receiving from your department, the rewards that each students enjoy your class and they know that you are there to support them, it is rewarding. All right, now let's talk about the teacher language. Teacher language refers to how teachers talk to the students. Teachers should encourage the students' effort and work, restating what the students did and what that the students need to do in order to improve. For example, teacher language should not be simply praise, telling them, "Great job, you're amazing, you did well," but should be encouraging. "Oh, I see, you work hard on your math paper." When you are really think about your work and when you're explain your thinking, you can get more correct answers. We don't just say nice job for their correct answers. We ask them, how did you arrive with that answer? If you're teaching math, or if you are like teaching English subject or language subject, we just don't ask the question and let the students answer it in a cognitive level. We always ask them, okay, you arrived with this answer. How come you got that answer and not this one? Always ask them to explain things with you. With that, it will help you to know what the students really know with your subject. All right? So the teacher language can help you to develop a more effective classroom. My friends, one of this day, we have to know that education will keep on evolving. Our job is, I always tell my friends about this one and my colleagues that one day they don't need teacher no more because they will just create programs for the students to learn. But thinking about that one, I think that is a mistake on my part. No program can replace a teacher because there's one thing that we have that computer programs don't have, or what I call your artificial intelligence. Okay, one thing that they don't have is our passion in teaching and the emotions that we have for our students. And these teaching programs or this artificial intelligence will never learn the effective side of learning. Let me show you this one, reinforcing language. You can say, some of you didn't able to make it, instead of telling them, I have 4 students who failed the class. Say, some of you didn't make it. Now this is what they need to do. All right? Give them a shoulder partner. Now, how many of you got a good grades? Okay, some of them will raise their hands. Okay, then put them as their leaders. And then for those who didn't be able to make it, you can also say, what can we do to make it even better? All right. What helped you to do that? I noticed, I see, I heard. What made you decide to do that? Which of these things were you really successful with today? Oh, wow. I love that part. We always have that part in my classroom. I always ask them, how did you able to succeed today? And kids are like writing down their work, and I always ask them, now how will they be consistent in being academically successful every day? And also, how does they feel today? You also have to be aware of that. Responsibility in your choice. Responsibility in your choice refers to the degree to which teacher allowed the students to make responsible decisions about their work in their classroom. The teacher create a classroom environment where democratic norms are put into place and where students provide meaningful input into the development of the norms and procedure of the classroom, as well as the academic content and how the academic content is learned. We have to give responsibility to the students. I have one good example in here is responsible. What does it mean? Before you start your class for this school year, if I may request you guys, ask the student to make this one. Okay? Ask them what does it mean? What are the characteristics? Okay? What are your example and non-example of being responsible? I'll tell you guys, if the students will be the one doing this one, they will take advantage of their education and they will be aware of their emotions. At this point, social emotional learning. Okay, I hope that this would be one of the practices that you will do in the school this school year, and your classroom should be SEL ready, and you should be that teacher who is ready to connect with the students, ready to guide them and help them to understand their emotion and how they can be successful in life. If everybody will be doing this one, I'm telling you guys, we can have a successful school, successful society, successful nation, a successful world. With that, thank you so much for your time and listening, and we are so really grateful for all of you who've been with us today, and also to the Institute of Global Professional. Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. In your presentation, I have so many realizations. The first one is teaching is not only a profession, but a passion to teach our students how to handle their emotions and its consequences. And the other one is this passion cannot be replaced by any technology made teachers because us teachers can first can make connection to our students by knowing their background to establish trust that every emotions of them are valid. And the second one is as teachers we can make them feel safe from any violence or any bad experiences. And the third one is that teachers can make them feel that classroom is not the learning for environment, rather that their experiences is the one that is the learning environment. And as educators, we have to aim for our students' interaction because that's where real learning begins. Thank you so much, sir, for wholeheartedly sharing your knowledge and wisdom about our topic tonight. We surely
My
can say
pleasure.
that our minds and hearts are added with new inspirations, ideas and concepts which can help us to be better individuals and of course to be better educators because I believe, sir, personally, though we are already professionals, we still need to open more doors for new learning and self-improvement through seminars and training like this. With that, again, thank you very much, sir, for being with us today. We are looking forward to have you again next time. But
Yeah,
first,
thank you.
okay, let's see each other later for the question and answer. All right. Thank you. Thank you, sir, for your
All
time.
right. All right.
I think it is now time for our quiz. So, everybody, you are all instructed to visit the website www.slido. All right, now is the time for our quiz. So, everybody is encouraged to join our quiz for tonight or today for different countries. So, you have to visit the website www.slido.com with the code IGP quiz. Link in comment box. So for this time, we already have 86 uh, 86 people. Okay, we have Colleen Joy M. Nebreja, Jeffrey L. Sayag, Emily M. Refugio, Julieta Ico. Okay, so everybody, we are encouraged to join the quiz now. We have already 123 participants, 134. Lizelle Gabaldon, Neil Celestino Leal, 136. Before we start our quiz, again, you can visit the website www.slido.com with the code IGP quiz. The link is in the comment box. All right, so we are gaining more participants. We already have 149. 149 before our quiz starts. 150, 152. We are still waiting for more participants for this quiz. 157. Okay, so on your screen, you can see names of the participant. Maybe you can see also your names here. Alexandra Ferrer, Michelle, Marife, Jade Panopio, Christina, Rosalind. All right. Our quiz competition is happening right now after the presentation. All right. Again, our quiz will be seen in our website www.slido.com with our code IGP quiz. So we will pick up your name from quiz or Slido. So join with your full name. Remember to join with your full name, which will directly printed on your certificates. So top 10 will be awarded with quiz completion certificates. All right, everybody, please join now. We already have 179 participants. Again, our website is www.slido.com with our code IGP quiz. We will pick your name from quiz Slido. So join with your full name. Don't forget to include your full name, which we will directly print on your certificates. All right. So for now, we already have 184 participants. All right. Let's wait for our quiz to begin. 190 participants. All right. So while we are waiting for the others to join, Okay, so let's start with the first question. Social emotional learning skills are skills I'll use only in tech class, skills I'll use only on Fridays, skills I'll use throughout life, or skills I'll use only in second grade. Four, three, two, one. Okay, so we have 142 respondents. And let's see what is the correct answer. The correct answer for this question is skills I'll use throughout life. And we got 92% of the respondents for that question. Okay, now let's have the second one, social emotional learning, is understanding yourself, understanding others, building skills to think through problems, or all of the above. You still have 7 seconds. Six, five, four, three, two, one. Okay, 179 participants answered the question. All of the above. Okay, so the correct answer is all of the above. 86% of 179 respondents. Okay, now the third one is social and emotional learning or SEL practices won't improve students' attitudes and pro-social behavior long term, reduce students' anxiety and behavior problems, improve students' social and emotional skills and relationships, and improve students' organizational skills. Okay, from 164 respondents, the correct answer is improve students' organizational skills. So 20% of the respondents got the correct answer. Okay, now let us have the fourth question. Social and emotional learning focuses on developing skills in what areas? Understanding and managing emotions, establishing and maintaining positive relationships, setting positive goals or make positive choices, or all of the above. Three, two, one. Okay, we have 191 respondents. And 93% of those who answered all of the above are correct. Okay, your answers are correct. Let us have the fifth question. What does social emotional learning entail? Sharing collective goals, feeling and show empathy for others, establishing and maintain supportive relations, or all of the above. You still have, okay, for this question, we have 198 respondents. Okay, and 93% of them got the correct answer. All right, let us have the sixth question. Who should you contact about social emotional learning and well-being during these trying times? Is it the curriculum support team? Is it the human resources or the student services team? Okay, we have 196 respondents for this question, and 28% got the correct answer. So the correct answer is student services team. All right, let us have the next question. Number 7, what is not a social cognitive view of learning? Is it the triadic reciprocal causation, constructivism, observational learning, or self-efficacy? 1. Okay. We have 190 respondents for this question. Let's see what's the answer. It's constructivism. All right. It's the 12% of 190 respondents. All right, let's move on to the eighth question. Name the 6C competency that embraces social, emotional, and intercultural skills. Is it the citizenship, collaboration, communication, or critical thinking? All right, 194 participants and 35% got the correct answer. All right, let us have the second to the last. What is emotional? Is it complaining about your homework? Is it going to a party, learning to control your feelings and work through life's challenges, or eat McDonald's? Okay, number nine again. What is emotional? Complaining about your homework, going to a party, learning to control your feelings and work through life's challenges, or eat McDonald's. You still have seven, six, five, four, three, two, one. Okay, so for this question, we have 192 respondents. And let's see if how many got the correct answer. All right, 97% of you got the correct answer. Learning to control your feelings and work through life's challenges. All right, so let us have the last question. Who is the author of the social learning theories where children learn through imitation? Okay, is it Brunner? Is it Bandura? Is it Vygotsky or Pablo? Okay, let's wait. All right, we have 200 participants or respondents. Let's see how many of you got the correct answer. All right, 24% of you got the correct answer. All right, we are done with the quiz competition. Congratulations, Ida Ramirez Martinez, for being the top one. So, showing on your screen, these are the participants who got or who made it to the top 5 and up to 10. Okay, we will be showing it to you. Congratulations, quiz competition winners, top 10. Okay, we have Ida Ramirez Martinez, Alea Rose El Dulay, Marjorie G. Resular, Marinel B. Marquez, and number 5. Okay, number 5. Okay, number 6, Irene, Marjorie, Alea Rose Eldulay, Paul C. Press. Okay, so those are the top 10 in our quiz competition. Okay, thank you for participating. Congratulations for being our top 10 winners in our quiz competition. All right, and at this juncture, I think we can now move on to our next part of our program. Okay, now, dear knowledge seekers, you can now comment your questions to our dear speakers. Please don't forget to include their name as you ask your questions. Okay, so let's wait for some participants to ask their questions. I know that they are all very eager to learn more aside from our presentation a while ago. Okay, so we have the first question. I think our first question is for the both of you, mom and sir. Do educators need specific training to integrate cell into instruction?
Yes, for me, educators should need a training before they could use this in their classrooms, because they have to identify the goals of their school. They should align these standards to their school goals, and then they should have training on how to implement these skills, I think.
Thank you, ma'am. What about you, sir? I, I'm sorry, we can't hear you, sir.
Hello, how about now? Can you hear
Oh,
me now?
yes,
Okay,
sir.
thank
Yes, sir.
you.
It's a good one.
Okay, so even though that we are practicing SEL, even though we are not aware, I know that most of us are doing that. There is still specific training that just like this that we did, because we know not everybody are aware with SEL. In United States, SEL started in 1993 and become a big thing in 2017, and we did not even expect that there would be a pandemic that will happen all over the world where kids need more emotional support coming from educators. And we have to, with those trainings, we will know what are the positive behaviors that the students need to exhibit and what are those negative behaviors. It will help us to make a checklist as teachers.
Okay, sir. Thank you, mom and sir, for that answer. Now let's
And
move on. Okay, ma'am. Okay, ma'am.
And in addition to that, because like for example, in here in United States of America, every state with a cell common core standards present this differently. I mean, they usually outline their goals and philosophy and educational requirements for students as they progress through the school.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you,
Yeah.
ma'am. Now, I think we can now move on. Okay, hello, everyone. Should you have any... I'm sorry. It's not a question. Okay, let's wait for another question. Okay, for Mr. Pineda. Hi, sir. There are parents who demand that teachers should take care of their children's discipline because teachers are trained and educated on coaching their students since this is their profession and specialty. Are they correct? Who should be accountable in children's discipline? Teachers or parents? Why or why not?
Oh, that is a good question. Thank you so much, Miss
From
Oligo.
Manolita Ramas Oligo.
Okay. Thank you so much for that wonderful question. Let me just clarify things first. We remember that we are one community. Wherever the school is located, the environment around that school are part of that learning community of the students. Maybe those parents who are blaming teachers for the misbehavior of their students or their children are parents who did not had SEL before. We had to know that SEL was running not only to the batch that we have right now or to the youth that we have right now, we are also part of the social emotional learning. If we will try to observe in our society right now, there are like people who are so smart. They finish their college, but at the end of the day, they end up taking another path, if you know what I'm saying. Some becomes unsuccessful in their lives, some choose another career instead of the career that they have because they are not supported with their social emotional learning. For your question, that who should be blamed, the teacher or the parents, we are both responsible to the youth. We are both. If you can see that those students do not have that enough support at home, we should be the one filling up that support. If you can see that those parents are like blaming you for the behavior of their students, you can ask them. Maybe it's the other way around, that you can tell them that inside my classroom, your kids doesn't act like that. How come your kids is acting like that at your home? Because most of the time, the parents will tell you that, oh, my kid is not acting like that at home. How come that in your classroom he is starting to act up, right? But if you provided that proper SEL and those kids started to learn how to manage their emotion and they started misbehaving at home inside the school, you cannot ask the parents, what is wrong at home? And you can work out from that. I hope that I answer your question, or I suffice the knowledge that you need for that question.
Thank you, sir. Again, we have another question. I think this is for the both of you. How do we measure growth and mastery of SEL?
Do you want to answer it, Ms. Guzman?
Now,
Yes, maybe for me to measure growth and mastery of cell, if they or the students repeatedly doing and getting used to these skills, probably that way we can measure growth and mastery of cell, and then we could give them some more skills to work on until um, they will be progress in their studies.
Yeah.
okay.
To
What
add on
about you?
that, you can also measure SEL if you can see that the students is academically successful. We remember that behavior and academic achievement are both related. They have direct correlation with each other. If your students keep on doing their assignments, your activities in your classroom on time, they're submitting on time, they do not do this misbehavior. As a teacher, you also have to have this checklist, all right? Create your own checklist in your classroom. Identify which of your students are misbehaving whenever you are coming in. If you do not address that misbehavior, it becomes habitual inside your classroom. And up to the time that you, as a teacher, would not be able to manage that behavior no more. No, what you want to do is stop the behavior right away and teach that students how to manage his emotion. Once you see that on the next day that that student is practicing that emotion, you can put that in your checklist. Add that as a comment to the students, and then do another one, as like what Ms. Guzman said. Add another activity that will test if that students are really practicing their social emotional skills. And again, if they meet that again, now add another skills. We do it in progress up to the time that that students do it by himself. If we are aware of, I know you're aware of that one, classical conditioning. This is a way how we move to the subliminal message, subliminal mind of the students, where we help them to manage their selves, their emotion, and to be more responsible as students in order for them to academically succeed.
All right. Thank you, sir. Hello, mom and sir. I would like to ask on how to deal with students who are obviously making alibis with regards to poor engagement or submission with their modules. It's from Pamela and Alingasa. Okay. So, mom and sir, who wants to answer first?
Uh,
Okay. Okay, actually, in my case, I really do not encounter that problem. So we can just hear Sir because he's teaching high school. He has a lot of experiences like that. But in elementary, you kind of less. I mean, Sir.
Yeah, the experience is so different when it comes to elementary because the parents are there to support the students. When it comes to junior high
Exactly.
school, to high school, or we call it middle school in other parts of the world, they don't have that support because like parents are starting working, and some of them just let the students, or if they even don't understand the level of the activities where the students are engaged. Now, how can we deal with those students? Obviously, there are some students who will make their alibis, but even though they're making those excuses, I tell you, my friends, the best way for you to deal with them is always number one, ask them what is the reason. Now, if you think that reason is valid, you have to make an assessment of that student. All right. As I mentioned in my earlier presentation, that you have to know your students properly, personally. You know who are these students making alibis and who are not making alibis or experiencing hardship. Now, what will you do in order for you to correct that behavior? Number one, remind the students who is responsible for their own academic success. We are just there to support them. We're just there to record their performance, but we are not the one taking the exam. All right? We're not the one doing the assignments. We're not the one doing the activities. It is them. Now, ask the student, if you are consistently failing, what will happen to you? Now the students will start think about that one. The students will tell you, I might probably fail the class. And you can ask the students, then what will happen if you will fail the class? The student will tell you like, I might not be successful or whatever it is. Tell the students then did you waste your time? Because when you made your alibi or your excuses, you wasted your time in order for you to do that assignment. Instead of you creating excuses, use that time when you are constructing your excuses for you to do the assignment. And also, teachers, we have to make sure that we are always consistent. All right. If you are not consistent inside your classroom and you let some behaviors slip away and don't talk about that one, that's the time for the students to tell you that, oh, I got this, teacher. He's not in control. I am the one in control. So show them that you are the one in control. And then um, you will see your classroom will be transformed. I'm telling you, I had experiences in my first year of teaching that taught me so well on how to manage this type of behavior. I always remind the students what is the reason why in their school, who will help them, how they can manage their goals, what are their goals, why they are inside the classroom. That will help you to avoid these students who are creating excuses.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. To both speakers, how can we cultivate the cell of today's learners? How can we cultivate the cell of today's learners? All right, mom and sir, who wants to answer first for this question? I think Mom Lerma is ready for this question.
um, Sir, do you want to go first?
What
Oh,
about
sure.
you, sir? All right.
All right. Both
Thank
of,
you. Thank you.
okay. Thank you so much, Miss Martinez, for that one. We know that the learners that we have right now are digital learners. All right. We're actually the learners that we have are like we're done with Generation Z. We have a new generation again, new set of kids. If I remember this research that I read last night properly, the society that the kids are growing right now are less more empathetic to other people. All right, because they always follow influencers. They don't believe with celebrities, with their teachers, or with other people. They believe influencers that they see in the internet. Now, how can we cultivate that social emotional learning to the today's learners? Put them back to where we learned. Before we learn to empathize with each other, communicate with each other, and we feel that inside the classroom it is a community. I know some of you will tell me that, oh, we grew up in a authoritarian classroom where the teacher will tell you what you need to do and you have to follow that because you're afraid breaking up the teacher rule. All right, that made us a better person. But now The best way for us to integrate SEL to these types of students who lack empathy to other people. I just don't know if you're like aware with the global news today. There's so much hatred that is happening around, not only from one specific country to another society. What might be the reason behind that? People do not know how to manage their emotion. People do not understand why other people acting up. I'll give you one good example. Anger, okay? Anger is not an invalid emotion. If a person got mad at you, don't get mad back on that person, all right? Because anger is a way for you, if you remember evolution, is a way for you to cope up and to survive. We have to survive. And in order for you to survive, you have to let those emotions out, all right? Now, if you see that person is angry, give him time, all right? Some students will be acting up with you guys. We know that one. Some students will tell you, if you are teaching, give us a break. I hate this class. I hate you. I don't like what I'm doing. Best thing that you can do is tell that students, pause for a while, and tell that student, this is my work. I love you. We have to do this. And you have to do this because you need to be successful. I don't want one day that I'll be seeing you not being successful in your life or becoming that person's inside those cold bars in the jail. We've been doing this one, guys, ever since, like the social emotional learning. We're not just aware of this one, but this time we have to be more concerned about the next generation that we have, because this next generation that we have, they lack the empathy for each other. All right. This generation are like more they're more aggressive, they are more, how would I say it, one, selfish. They're more concerned about their emotion than the emotion of the others. We know that we cannot survive without considering the emotion of other people. I hope that one helped you to think of a way how you can cultivate SEL in your today's learner. Do you want to add up with that one, Miss Guzman?
Oh yeah, right. I wanna add this thing. If there's anything the past year in education has made painfully obvious, it is the urgency of social emotional education for our students. Kids need support and instruction to manage successfully in school, whether that's in person or online and in life. Skills like recognizing and managing emotions, being a good friend, controlling emotions, being a good friend, controlling impulses, communicating effectively, and working with others are invaluable. And there are so many ways uh, that we can support social emotional learning for our students every day.
Okay, thank you, Mom. To any of the speakers, how do we integrate SEL in our online or modular learning? How do we integrate SEL to any of the speakers?
All right.
Yeah.
So, how you can integrate ACL in your online and modular learning? Make your learning experiential. You know, you just don't teach cognitive skills. We teach them also emotional skills, how they can apply that to real life situation. One good example of that one would be if you're teaching science. If you're teaching science, put a little bit of effective side of what you're teaching. You're talking about animals. Ask the students how can they manage animals. What will they do if one animal started to decrease in number? What is the government needs to support that animal population growth? What are the laws? What are the importance? So always ask the student in a way that they can relate with your activities. um, I was been reviewing modular packets or learning packets, um, and I'm seeing some of them are like more cognitive. Okay, they're just at the cognitive level. We have to start. I know it's a lot of work, you guys. They're expecting a lot of extra effort for us, but always give your students open-ended question where they will process the information and relate it to what they are seeing around them. All right. So with that, they will be able to learn that. if you're teaching values education, ethics, and all of that, you can also ask the students what are the normal, okay, or the norms in their society and how they can apply that into their assignment. Uh, there are SEL is so flexible. It's just your creativity. I know, guys, that most of the time you will tell yourself why they always blame the teacher. This is the work that we pledge, and we love this work because for all of us who are here, you will not stay in your profession for like 5 years, 6 years, 20 years of teaching if you don't love this profession. People might blame us most of the time, but we will always do our best efforts to help these students to learn. um, there are multiple integrated SEL. Maybe I hope that one time that or one of these days we will be given an opportunity again to talk about this one. These approaches are so specific. We can talk about that one in our next meeting. But as I mentioned, flexibility is the main key, and always add the affective side in your learning. Always include open-ended question, relatable question, and experiential learning. Then you are integrating SEL. Then Ms. Guzman, do you want to add out on that one?
Yes, to add with that, maybe there are some of you who are thinking about activities to give our students in relation to social and emotional learning. Here, I will mention you some online activities that your students will love. In this overwhelming or uncertain time, our students need social emotional support more than ever. These ideas are low prep for us as teachers, but powerful activities for our kids, like games for social emotional learning. In upper elementary, isn't much as an intuitive response. We can do scavenger hunt, charades or Pictionary, Guess Who, Comedy Hour, where everyone who wants can bring a joke to share, just like that. Quizzes live using Kahoot or different apps that you can engage them with, and you can also use directed drawings, rock paper scissors class versus teachers, show and tell, uh, those simple activities that you could engage your students online or modular learning. Yeah.
Okay, thank you, mom and sir. Let's wait for the next question. Okay, from Christy May Flores, how do we encourage students to learn, especially that we are in modular instruction and that these are part of their trying times? How is SEL possible in modular learning? This is for Mr. Pineda.
Oh, that's a good question. Very interesting. When we say modular learning, isn't it you are sending packets to the students or asking them to answer it, right? Now, how can we integrate that one? Of course, number one is always considering your effective goal when you are teaching. All right, it is possible by giving feedback to the students. All right, and asking them, maybe adding one question that, "How do you feel today?" with them. It might not be a part of the cognitive side of learning, of your learning goals for that day, but I tell you, it will be effective to learn the students to open up. There is, how to say that one. Most of the time before I start my lesson, when we were doing hybrid teaching, when some of the kids are distantly away from us, we always ask them first how they feel today in a few minutes, and most of them will reply on that, and you can call on the name of the students. But for modular learning, there is no way for you to call on the name of the students, right? So you have to put in the question in your module itself. I tell you guys, I know that SEL is new in our area or in Asia. I don't know if there are like other countries perform doing SEL as well, but if we remember, This is always a part. We call it the hidden curriculum. Okay, we call it the hidden curriculum. Before, hidden curriculums are those things that you don't expect the student to learn from your topic, that you are just only talking about photosynthesis. Suddenly that student is talking about respiration. You will be like, be shook. Okay, like, oh, my kids are starting to read more about the topic. Those are the hidden curriculum. Now, what is the reason why that student started to be motivated with your class? Of course, because of the emotion that that student is seeing in your class. For modular, always add the question, how do you feel today, or what they have learned from the lesson today. Again, it is extra work for us, but again, the rewards are really amazing. It is really amazing once the students starting trusting you and loving you, and saying good things about you, and being grateful for you being a part of their lives, instead of being a teacher who just like push them to do work, being mad at them all the time, uh, scold them, or we I know it's the trying times right now. We also have some things that is happening in our personal lives, but believe me, we have to learn how to manage our emotion as well. These kids needs us. They needs us so much. All right, Ms. Guzman, do you want to add with my answer?
No, I'm fine. You're good. You have explained it well. Let's just go to the next question.
All right.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Thank you, sir. What aspects of social emotional learning can we implement in a virtual classes? It's from Romel Hernandez.
Do you want to
What
answer that one,
aspects
ma'am?
of social?
Mm-hmm. Okay, what are the aspects of social emotional learning
Thank
that we
you.
can implement in our virtual classes? Of course, number one is
Virtual
helping the
classes.
students to manage their emotion. Social emotional learning is about helping the students to manage their emotion. If the students will learn how to manage their, like for example, there are some students who are so excited to finish their class that they don't pay attention with you. They're starting playing with their toys. All right, so you can ask the student like, divert your activity. All right, learn to divert your activity. If you are about storytelling, identifying the plot of the story, you can do connected stories activities. Ask the student what he is doing right now. The student is like playing with his toys. You can create a story out that with that one, and like ask, what are you holding right now? I'm holding a dinosaur. What is the dinosaur doing right now? The dinosaur is walking. All right, the dinosaur is walking. Call another student. What suddenly somebody came. What is that animal that the dinosaur met on the road? And then that another students will tell you, oh my, there might be a dog. There might be a dog. And then what did the dinosaur did? You see, you are already teaching plot and helping them to manage their emotion. And then after that class, you can ask the students, why did he play with his toys? The kids will tell you like, I was bored, but you use that boredom to help them to identify the plot of the story. We should be flexible all the time. I have another students that I was been teaching about kinetic and potential energy. Let me just share that one with you guys. They are in high school, and over here in Orlando, it's so warm. It's so warm, and that student is like swimming in the pool, just swimming in the pool. He forgot to turn off his camera, and I saw that student. I was like, Monowash, what is happening right now? And he said, like, Mister, it's so hot, but I can hear you right now. I said, come back in here. The student went back and he started telling me, like, okay, what did Monowash did? I use him as an example for potential and kinetic energy. So they said that while he is sitting right now, he's using potential energy. Kid says, yes. Why? Because he isn't moving. No. When he is swimming in his pool, is he doing kinetic energy? So the student starts, yes, he's doing. Why? And then I asked Mowash, what are the other activities that you can demonstrate for us? Now help your student, your classmates to visualize potential and kinetic energy. We always use those disadvantages as our advantages in teaching. If a student will tell you that, like for example, if you are doing a virtual class, that another students will start acting up in your class, like saying, I don't know, I don't want to do my activity. You always ask that students, okay, you don't want to do your activity, okay, you are excused doing your activity, but you have to help your classmate. Okay, now give them their shoulder partners. All right. So we always have to be flexible, and we have to think fast how we can integrate SEL. Now, when they are helping each other, they are emotionally engaged and cognitively engaged, because there will be somebody who will be watching that student for you at the same time, making your life less stressful, you guys.
Mm-hmm. To add to that, sir, very well explained. Regardless if you're teaching in person or in virtual environment, incorporating social and emotional learning throughout the day can help your students achieve more. And of course, we want our students to do well academically, and making time to integrate this skills into academics can be more effective in helping schools achieve their goals than just focusing on academic alone.
All right. Thank you, Mom. Now let's have a question from Lauren Banta. Sir, given if student A, for example, is emotionally distracted by his or her family problem, what will be the best thing to do by the teacher to make student A actively participate in the classroom? Thank you.
All right. So number one, you have to know how intense that emotion is. All right. And how deep the problem is. If the problem is about like level of a member of their family died, then give that student time to think. All right. Give that student a time to think, to process the emotion that he or she is feeling. We will not force them to do the activity right away. All right. We let them process that feeling, ask them what is happening, and then maybe removing certain parts of the activity, like excusing them this part and this part. Like, let's say that your activity is like up to part C. Just ask them, okay, I know that you're feeling bad right now, and there are things that is happening with you. If you don't want to talk about it right now, it's fine. Once you're ready, let's talk about it. If you're still not feeling well, let's talk about it. It is best for you to let that emotion out. But you still need to do my work. Just do the first one. You are excused for the second one and the third one. Just do the first one, all right? And then the students will start doing that activities. I was always experiencing these things. One good example of this one is one of my students before here pretending that her mom is still alive, all right? And that is students like always getting my attention. She always get into my nerves whenever I do my discussion. She always cut me out when I'm talking. She always like starting to act up and ask me, why do I need to do all of these activities? So I started like reviewing, okay, the profile of the students, and she always talks about her mom. I said, okay, why she always talks about her mom? And I learned that her mom died 2 years ago. And she pretend that her mom is still alive, and she used that excuse to do this emotion. So what I did is I talked to that student, helped her to process her emotion, and she started crying. All right. My friends, spending a little time with your students will never put you down. It will make your teaching learning process more experiential, more effective to the students, because they know somebody is there to understand them, and somebody's like okay with whatever they are experiencing. And then at the end of the day, that students perform well in my class, and she's really one of my honors right now. And I think that's the best way. We do not ask the student to do the activity right away. Give them time to process. I'll tell you, some of your principals might tell you that you're not doing your work. Okay, you're letting that students rest in there and to relax. Remember, even us needs time for us to relax and to decompress from the stress that we are experiencing. Maybe that student choose your class because he or she knows that he can trust you. All right, we don't take that against the student. I'm not telling you to make that habitual, But I'm telling you guys to learn to use your judgment when that student really needs time to break out from whatever is happening around them, a time for them to process their emotion, and time for them to think about, okay, what is happening in their environment, because it takes time for them to understand, especially the teens. All right, teens has a lot of emotions, a lot of emotions. All right.
Okay, so I think that's the is that the end of our question and answer? Okay. So, dear participants, we already posted today's quiz competition certificates on our page. Okay, so you can take a look at it now. Your certificates are on our page or group now. Let's celebrate with your certificates. Don't forget to check in IGP page while celebrating. So after Q&A, we will share webinar certification process step by step. Make sure you have an account on our website www.eduigp.com, which is mandatory. All right. Okay, please note, daily we issued three types of certificates: a lifetime membership certificate, only one in every session; quiz completion certificates, only 10, top 10 in every session; free international webinar certificates for all active participants. Okay. Again, please note that daily we issued three types. Okay, announcement from 1st August 1st, we have a free international webinar daily. Time fixed 6 p.m. BST UTC plus 6. All right. Double bonus from September. We will arrange free international webinars on weekend, Sunday morning sessions, 9:30 a.m. BST from 1st September, 3 hours a morning session. Okay. So here, the first certificate code must from July 12, 2021, which available on video sessions certification part. Second, without certificate code, no one is eligible for certificates. Third one, video will be available always on our Facebook page, website, YouTube channel. Fourth one, who wants to learn, anyone can join us on live sessions or later recorded sessions. We don't have any restrictions for learning. Our only focus, learn anything you want, but learning is a must. The beautiful thing about learning is nobody can take it away from you. From B King. Okay, another announcement coming soon. For the first time, IGP will launch a virtual award ceremony program. Another announcement from July 8, 2021, you will get class material in every webinar description box on our website. All right. There is a YouTube program link and the webinar material. Okay. All right. Are you interested in 1 year international diploma program certificate for free? Okay, so we have free international diploma in professional development and management. What you have to do, you have to collect all certificates from our website. Okay, happy announcement, which is an offer from IGP on the occasion of the anniversary of IGP. This is for our all participants for an international diploma certificate. Every govt has some rules, like you have to must learn 250 hours. That's why we decided to collect our certificates from which you can ensure that you are capable of international diploma certificate. We know that our all programs are now 3 hours, but for a judgment, we will calculate our program on average 2 hours. 130 certificates you have to submit equals 260 hours. That means you are auto applicable for IGP International Diploma Certificates. Okay, all the certificates are now available on our Facebook pinned post or top post. What you have to do, collect all the certificates from our website from August 15th, 2020 to August 10th, 2021. Submit all the certificates into given link with your full name, profession, designation, and country. The last date of submission will be on August 20, 2021. Okay. Here is the submission link. You can see it on your screen now. qrgo.page.link/7h9wj. We already received 21,000 plus messages in last 5 days. We will reply everyone after August 15. All right, this is the link. You can try visiting it now. Okay, on the occasion again of IGP anniversary, want something returned from you, make promise yourself. Never stop learning. Encourage others to learn by the help of Almighty God. If you feel happy, please don't stop yourself to help others. Okay, whatever you want to learn, no issues, but make sure your availability for learning. You can learn at any time, at any place, but never stop learning because life never stops teaching. If you have the opportunity to encourage others to learn, do it and make yourself proud. If you have enough food, enough money, enough freedom, enough time, that means you are lucky. Now make a culture to do something for those who are needy. You don't need to do a daily basis, don't need to do a lot. Just do something which you want, but do must. Okay, for the IGP anniversary, August 15th, we started our first program on August 15th, 2020. It's the National Mourning Day in Bangladesh and Independence Day in India. It's the same day. Are you looking for an opportunity to work with IGP internationally? Okay. If you're looking for it, welcome. If you feel confident to work with IGP as International Organizing Committee board member, you are so much welcome. If you feel confident to work with IGP as International Organizing Committee board member. Okay, The Institute of Global Professionals, it's coming soon. Our WhatsApp business account. If you want to support us, we have our website www.eduigp.com and click support us. Institute of Global Professionals IGP, your trusted platform to learn new things from the global leading leaders. Certification process. So here's the certification process, step by step procedure. All right. August 14, today's program named Social Emotional Learning. Okay, as the step one, our today's program name is Social Emotional Learning. All right, let's wait for the step two. Step two, here's the certification link. All right, everybody, it's a certification link. Certification link now available in comment box and pinned comment. Certification link will be available always in this program post, Facebook page, Facebook group, YouTube description. Okay, certification process. You can claim your certificate in two ways. First one, direct link from comment box, pin comment, and post description. Or if you are not able to click this link, please directly browse www.eduigp.com. Okay, so again, our today's certification link, social emotional learning, eduigp.com/courses/social emotional learning slash. Okay, it was shown beforehand. Okay, again, you can claim your certificate in two ways, direct link from comment box. Okay, browse www.eduigp.com or given link you will redirect in this page of our website. And click enroll now. All right, so if you are new, create your account. If you have an account, then log in directly. After that, find the seminar title and get enrolled. All right, so that's the next process, next step. All right, instructions certificate code required. Today's program name, IGP 6633. Okay, IGP 6633 is our code for today. All right, without code, no one is eligible for certificates. All right, again, our code for today is IGP 6633. All right, a reminder to everyone, without code, no one is eligible for certificates. All right, again, our today's program name is Social Emotional Learning with the code for your certificates, IGP 6633. Okay. Step 5, with code click, get your certificate. Okay, with your code, click get your certificate. Okay, you can see it on your screen now. Please get your certificate with the code IGP 6633. All right, you can see it on your screen now so that you will be able to get your certificate for today's session. That's the step 5. Use the code again, IGP663. Three. Okay, our free international webinar certificate is auto downloadable in PDF file. So check your device file manager. Sometimes it looks uncompleted, which is for your mobile screen size. In PDF file, everything is okay. If nothing is found in your file manager, please check your browser setting or update your browser or try with another browser or try it from a laptop or desktop. All right. So here's what your certificate look like. Your certificate is ready. And you can see there that your certificate is verified. All right, you can see there certificate verification. It's below the certificate. You can see it there. Okay. Your certificate should look like that. You can join our all live programs from Facebook page, Facebook group, YouTube channel, and website. So if anyone missed any program due to some unavoidable issues, still you can attend previous webinar with verified certificate. Okay. Dear participants, if any problem raised to claim your certificate or any other issues, please don't be hesitate to contact us. If now our website isn't working well, don't be panic. It's issue of traffic cause of max user. With code, you can claim your certificates anytime. Just don't forget to input your code for today's seminar. All right. Let us have more reminders. Our core team members are always ready in comment section to support you to find solutions. So we have team customer service representative. For the FB page, we have Janet S. Cablau, Charis Cabiros, Cherilyn Yamaguchi. All right. And for our YouTube channel, we have Kelvin Linatov, Joel Danoog. And for our FB group, we have Jonas Malingin and Sir Warren Alonso. All right. These are the persons behind our comment section who can support you to find solutions. They are our team customer service representative. All right. Okay. So our next webinar will be on August 15, 2021. It's tomorrow. Book yourself tomorrow. Please check and confirm the program time with your time zone. Make sure your availability for your betterment by learning. Okay? So tomorrow our topic will be transformational leadership. Okay? And tomorrow we will be having another three the best speakers. Okay? Upcoming webinar again, August 16, Ethics in Teaching. All right, August 16, 2021, 6 p.m. Another two best speakers, Maria Rubet R. Hipolito and Dr. Wilma David Paras. Both are from the Philippines. Another webinar, August 17. Our topic will be Leading for Success. We have the best speakers from South Africa, United Kingdom, and Ecuador. Dr. Shamila Ramjawan, Jaya Sadnani, and Delia Fonte. Another webinar, August 18, 2021, Facts and Figures of Ancient Mathematical Techniques. All right, this will happen again on August 18, 2021. We have two best speakers coming from Oman and India. August 19, 2021, we will have community engagement and empowerment. We have speakers from Vietnam, India, and Nigeria. Okay, on August 20, 2021, we will have concepts and components of quantitative research. All right, and that will be discussed or presented by Sir Jonathan M. Gamboa and Sir Mark Rustam C. Valentin. That will happen on August 20, 2021. You can book your sessions now for this upcoming webinars. This webinar will happen on August 20, 2021. Okay, on August 21, 2021, we will have Achieving Success Through Innovation. All right, book your session for this because we will have three speakers coming from United Arab Emirates, South Africa, and Croatia. It's about achieving. Okay, upcoming webinar on August 22, 2021. It's about communications and leadership in the workplace. Will be presented by Hajarama M. Mesalucha and Miss Rochelle B. Salazar. That will happen on August 22. On August 23, we will be having leadership in education, and our speakers will be coming from South Africa, Switzerland, and Croatia. Okay, so you can book your session now. All right, for August 24, we will have intervention strategies for distance learning. Okay, and we will be having Sir Frederick J. Lapitan, Christina C. Canino, and Sir Alexander G. De La Cruz. That will happen on August 24, 2021, the same time, 6 p.m. August 25, our topic will be social emotional teaching and learning management. Okay, so let's look forward on this on August 25, 2021. Okay, because we will be having three speakers from Greece, India, and Georgia. August 26, 2021, we will have self-empowerment for young professionals. This will be presented by Joy Faith B. Coronado and Miss Arnie B. Balbontin. Self-empowerment for young professionals on August 26, 2021. And August 27, we will be having Thriving for Success. We will be having there 4 best speakers coming from South Africa, India, Nigeria, and Singapore. And on August 28, 2021, we will be having significant and dynamic trends in education coming from Thailand. Both of our speakers will be coming from Thailand. And August 29, 2021, we will be having Principles of Leading Change. Our speakers there will be coming from South Africa, United Kingdom, South Africa again. Okay, so we have 3 speakers from South Africa and 1 from United Kingdom. Let's look forward on this. Let's set our reminders for August 30th, 2021. Our topic will be meeting the challenges of the new normal in school education. Okay, so this topic will be presented by Ma'am Ana Margarita A. Agaw-Agaw, PhD, and Maida Langguyuan Kadtong, ED. All right. August 31, 2021, Young Leaders Changing the World. That is the topic on our webinar August 31, 2021, which will be discussed and presented to you by our speakers coming from South Africa, Vietnam, and United Kingdom. Okay, September 1, 2021, Redefining Education, which will be discussed and presented to you from the speakers coming from India. Both are from India. September 2, 2021, the importance of developing the skills of young people. The speakers are coming from Lesotho, Nepal, and India. Set your reminders on September 2 and September 3, 2021, importance of co-curricular activities in teaching and learning process. Okay, so our speakers will be coming from India and Sri Lanka. Set your reminders for September 3 and 4. September 4, the importance of education in society. Okay, that webinar, that session will be happening on September 4, 2021, the same time. Our speakers will be coming from Somalia, Qatar, and Canada. Okay, for September 5, 2021, our topic will be educators' time and performance management. It's for morning session only. Okay, September 5, 2021, 9:30 a.m. All right, our speakers will be coming from Oman and India. It's a morning session, everyone. Okay, for September 5, 2021, again, it's an evening session again. Technology of the future in education, advantages and challenges. September 5, 2021. Our speakers will be coming from Croatia, India. Croatia and India. Okay, evening session again. For September 6, 2021, social empowerment through education and entrepreneurship. Okay, our speakers will be coming from the United States of America, India, and Nepal. September 7, 2021, our topic will be ICT uses in everywhere. This is an evening session as well. This will happen on September 7, 2021. Our speakers will be coming from India. Three best speakers. Okay, September 9, 2021, three best speakers from Albania will have the topic 21st Skills in Education and Integration of Technology. Again, another upcoming webinar on September 11, which will be discussed from three speakers from the Philippines, entitled Supporting Learning Through Interactive Learning Tools on September 11, 2021. Okay, September 13, 2021, we will have research methodology and literature review. It's an evening session on September 13, 2021, which will be presented to you from two speakers from the Philippines. All right, on September 19, 2021, we will be having psychosocial issues of students. It's an evening session. Will be presented to you from speakers coming from India, India and Australia. Okay, it's September 19, 2021. All right, September 24, 2021, we will be having a character formation in educational leadership, which will be presented to you by our two speakers coming from the Philippines. All right, September 25, 2021, we will be having a topic about learning across areas of math, social studies, and assessment. An evening session on September 25, 2021, which will be presented to you by our speakers coming from the Philippines as well. Okay, so I think those are the listed upcoming webinar in IGP. All right, again, for our certificate code, our code is IGP 6633. All right, our today's program name is Social Emotional Learning. All right, the code is posted here on your screen. Our code is IGP 6633. All right. So, thank you. Thank you, dear knowledge seekers, for being eager to learn and understand more about the topic that we have today. I am also thanking our best speakers a while ago for today for giving the best answers to our questions in mind. Okay, so we hope to have sessions with them again. All right. Now, dear knowledge seekers, thank you all for joining us. Please leave a review, check in, and recommendations on our page and spread the information to your friends and community. Please don't forget to collect your e-certificate from our website mentioned below. All right, we hope to see you all again in the upcoming webinars of IGP. All right. Once again, I am your host, Claine Maris D. Saladonia from Nueva Ecija, Philippines, signing out. Now, let's brave the pandemic with warm smile and positivity. Stay safe, everyone, and goodbye.